So it's a saying, first impression is the last impression. Today we talk about the psychology of first impression. Let's hack a 10 practical tricks to understand how people judge you and how to make those first seconds work in your favor. Because that's what life is. So the first seconds are the reality. 100 ms time to judge. People from impressions and under 100 milliseconds faster than a blink. Why? Oh, I know this person. It seems to be very younger. So first default lens. That first takeaway becomes the filter for everything you see next. So once formed, impressions don't just sit there. They actively shape how you interpret every new piece of information about the person you're judging or about you, the person is judging. So this is nothing but reading the personality from tiny clues. Even with very limited information, our brain makes surprisingly accurate guesses about someone's abilities and personality. That is known as a king slicing, which is a proof. What we see quickly gets tweaked as the evidence of who you are. Now, even when the picture is incomplete, you need small clues to make big conclusions, like the clothes they're wearing, the posture they do, the tone of their speech, how do they interpret your signals as a character, and their appearance. Now, why order matters? Because in the sequence which people learn about you changes how they will remember you for the lifetime. First is primacy effect. Information you encounter first carries the most weightage. Generally, we know, right? I have heard about this person. This is this kind of a person. So early critics dominate the final impression. Recency effect is nothing but a newer information which can win but only when it arrives after the delay or when attentions are reset. It is nothing but when finally the person you've heard about, you're meeting that person and now you're creating your own perception of that person. And then the reality hits. Most of the time, first impressions dominate. The opening moment is your highest leverage moment because first impression is the last impression. Now, the halo effect, which is nothing but one positive trait like warmth, makes us assume other positive traits even without evidence. So Ace has discovered that warm versus cold are completely flipped. That means when you're welcoming, people will feel welcoming to you and they'll be opening up to you sooner. What this means for you, it leads to the strongest central trait. Like you feel to be colorful with a person and they will approach you more. So now when I talk about belief preservance, it is divided into three stages. First impressions are formed quickly. Now you congregate it and your brain reshapes the evidence with the original belief instead of updating it. Because again, the first impression does not linger, it does not change. It just congregates the judgment and keeps your guesses away. So, non-verbal power. Your body talks first. Even before we open the mouth, our impression is being generated. So, the opening, an interview or public speaking, or in the business meeting, your first movement is set with the tone of your entire evaluation. A strong start is remembered. The handshake. There are many types of handshake. We'll be talking about it in later videos. So handshake quality influences perseverance, personality, confidence, warmth, professionalism, and are being judged in seconds. Posture and shapes. Open postures, eye contact, calm gestures will signal your single word even if you're not speaking. Biases to expect, not fight blindly. Now, appearance may bias. Physical appearance are being shaped with trust or friendliness. But social schemas, mental conflicts help people decide fast, but they get stuck what they've noticed and remember what they've heard. So we need to work on impressing management. Simple, ethical, and move. Which is your dress and posture with purpose because it will give you confidence within seconds. Own your first 10 seconds. Make your opening clear, warm, specific, deliberate. That the person is carried away with you. And lastly, repair early, not late. Even if you feel your first impression has went wrong, don't explain. Demonstrate new consistent behavior so that the person changes their mindset. Now, the big takeaway with this is first impressions are formed fast, stick strongly, and shaped by order. So always have a strong start, consistent follow up, and upgrade till the end. Because again, first impression is the last impression. Follow us for more such videos. Break. Bye.